Happy Tuesday. Hope you are having a great week so far. Gonna give you a nice look at this special Valentine's Day special edition for sale in stock from final detail and final sign off. And it'll be shipping to someone who is looking to go over the top for Valentine's Day. How cool is this? Pink leather, matching pink paint, one of one edition. And there's a few that we have up for grabs. This one's not listed on the website, and your best bet is to text or call, or you can DM us on Instagram, and our team will walk you through the build, walk you through the specs. And if you want this to be a Valentine's Day to remember, or just not Valentine's Day, but anytime, truly a unique, one-of-a-kind build, one-of-one edition, every single option, and you'll really never see anything like this. How cool is the pink leather in this truck? And these are not restorations. They're not even restomods. We used to do restoration and we used to do restomod, but we found that there were many limitations in making an old car back to the way it was 50, 60 years ago, restoration, and then evolved to resto mod, modern restoration, modified restoration, and ran into the same challenge. Beautiful trucks, looks nice, but couldn't meet today's driving characteristics and the standards of a customer who actually wanted to drive the vehicle on the freeway with their family on a road trip and have safety features. And so this right here is a fully modernized classic. It is a 2025, 2026 built on a modern car platform, a modern car chassis, and it gives you the best of both worlds. You're not going to break down, it's not going to leak, and you have all the modern technology, the design, and the engineering and the geometry of modern day 2025, 2026. You have luxury that will absolutely check every box, regardless of what it is you have in your garage. You will be blown away by the fit and finish and the details. What you're looking at here are 900 hours, over 900 hours of painstaking, handcrafted labor by our team here in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Vintage Modern Factory, one of our facilities where we transform modern car platforms. And instead of trying to make these old cars more modern, which we did and we did very well, we evolved and upgraded to a modern car chassis so our clients can have no compromises. And if you drive a G-Wagon, you drive a Range Rover, you have anything at that price point and you're used to really high quality, modern, luxurious, and modern safety, this gives you the best of both worlds. So for sale, in stock, built especially for Valentine's Day, but really for any occasion. You could drive this on any day, but the timing of Valentine's Day will make you an absolute hero, and you will have something that definitely nobody else has, because in addition to these being very, very rare and all hand built here, it is a one-of-one edition, and that one-of-one edition means we will never replicate this build, and you'll have something that is truly one of a kind. So I'll walk you through a few other ones here that are for sale as well. Before we do that, I want to go down the line. This is a hot ginger metallic, fresh on the assembly line, and this truck is Kelly's. Kelly went with the Wimbledon white roll bar, Wimbledon white trim, Wimbledon white grille. And if you go to our website, you can look on our website, vintagemodern.com, and you can find our configurator. Our configurator will show you all of the 30 paint colors. We also do paint to sample, which means any color you can imagine and think of, we can do. You can choose colors and options of different color grille, different color roll bar, 12 different interior colors, wheels, top, stripes, trim, many, many permutations. So Kelly, if you're watching, absolutely stunning spec, and the paint and the quality, show quality, every line, every gap. This is 1960s color but a 2025, 2026 modern car chassis. So you've got crumple zones underneath, side impact beams in the doors, traction control and anti-lock brakes down here. You have backup camera, parking sensors, functional roll bar, and you have technology like roll sensor, stability control, and 6 airbags. And no classic car restoration, even a resto mod, has modern safety features like airbags. So if safety is important to you, you have kids, you have family, you plan on driving it, huge consideration when we went from restoration to resto mod to a fully modernized classic. So that's Kelly's truck. In station 1, you'll watch it go down into assembly, and right in front of it is a beautiful truck. I hadn't seen this interior yet, but yesterday we showed it and it was in the same position as Kelly's. This is Shannon's, and Shannon is our client from Georgia. GT silver and a malt leather interior. Let me show you this color. You've only seen it probably one time, and this interior is a different shade. Diamond stitching, GT silver roll bar, GT silver dash as well. And it's got the vintage stripes with the red pinstripe. And it appears, hey Mike, appears that it also has chrome trim. So all your accessories, hardware, trim, headlight rings, not on yet, are gonna be chrome. This is gonna be a beautiful truck. And we've done GT silver multiple times, but not with this interior, which means you can see how custom tailored you can get and how you can really make it your own. So absolutely gorgeous. Teak wood, premium stereo system. Almost everybody gets a premium stereo in the teak. And Shannon, this is going to be really, really nice. Selfishly, we hope you are somewhere in the ballpark of where our factory is so we can see it every now and then. All of the vehicles we build, we ship worldwide and all over the US. So we're always happy when they stay around home. So moving down the line here, you'll see how quickly this progress goes. Everything is built to standard operating procedures with takt times, which means that every day we're in an 8-hour movement. Every step, there's many, many stations in the process. Move forward. After a quality check, if it's 100%, it moves forward. If it's 99%, it's immediately flagged, and we dive in and do a quality alert and address the issue, people, process, parts, and then we move it forward. And that allows us to keep everything on schedule, and on-time delivery is very important to us. So if we tell you this could be ready for your birthday, anniversary, retirement, party, graduation, bar mitzvah, whatever it is you have planned, we take that seriously and we understand the timing. And so to be able to do that, that's not just sheer will and hours. It is a process that's repeatable, that's broken down by day, by station, by hours, by step, and gives us the ability to accurately predict when something will be done. So this truck right here that you're looking at is pure white. And this is Randy's out in Florida. He's the one that spec'd it out to match his boat. How cool is that? And Randy, I said this yesterday, I'll keep asking for it till I get it, but we fully expect a picture of this beautiful truck next to your boat. And I'm biased, I'm a boat guy myself, so matching truck with matching boat, that's pretty cool. All right, so Randy's truck will be in alignment tomorrow and road test, where we go through a test process, and then it'll move into our inspection tunnel. So I'm gonna go out of order here, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you another truck that is for sale. This is a low mileage demo truck with 1,000 or fewer miles on it. And it is going through our CPO process, so it will have a full warranty. We stand behind it just like every other vehicle, and the details and the fit and finish on it, only not even 1,000 miles on this. So if you want GT silver and you love the spec with chrome, white top, vintage stripes, and check out the tobacco leaf leather interior, this is in stock going down our inspection tunnel. And we're maniacal, so it'd be easy just to throw it in the pre-owned for sale, but we go through the entire inspection process to ensure quality, and then it moves into our punch list station where our pretty in pink build is. And then after that station, the very next day, it'll move into final detail and final inspection. So that truck, GT Silver, in stock, for sale, demo, 900 and change miles, maybe even less than that, and has just about every single option. Call or text us if you want this build. We had a build yesterday that went deposit during the live, and awaiting the rest of the wire, which should be in today or tomorrow, and then that'll be gone. So they go very quickly. Or alternatively, you can also custom build one. And again, you can go to our configurator on vintagemodern.com and play with all the different colors and options, and reach out to our team. Our team will answer all your questions, walk you through the build process. If you have a trade, we do take trades. And if you want to finance, we also have financing partners as well. So check that out. Beautiful teakwood tailgate. I really love this dark leather called tobacco leaf. It's got a real nice distress to it. There's your 10-inch hidden JL subwoofer. That is a leather, perforated leather speaker grill, which is a nice touch. And then check out all those details. The leather work, I can tell you, is probably the number one thing that our clients mention in the reviews and when we get feedback upon delivery. And they tell us typically above expectations, better than they thought. Craftsmanship on par with anything else they have in their garage. Fit and finish and details are immaculate. We love to hear that because none of that's an accident. And the truth is, we're obsessive and passionate and maniacal about it. So when our customers validate that with their words and their validation, it's such a great feeling because, yes, at the end of the day, we're a business and we need to ship cars and sell cars. But ultimately, when you love something and you have a team of people like these guys who also love what they do, and they are artists, and artists are never satisfied with their work. They always think it could be better. And here's Brian over here. We got Jay. We got Jonathan. What's going on, guys? How we doing?
How are you doing, too?
What do you think of this truck?
Awesome. I like it. I really do. I think it's simple for what it is, but I mean, it's amazing. It's very unique. But I love it. I could definitely see myself driving one of these.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love the color because we do a lot of brown. Mm-hmm. And here you got chalk gray, black trim, black interior, all blacked out.
Blackout,
yeah.
blankets, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love the black
Yeah.
blankets. I really do. And I think the small, subtle, like decals and stuff like that, speaker pods, I mean, just, it outdoes itself. I mean, it's so pretty. It's unique and it's simple at the same time.
Yeah.
I love it.
Love
really
it.
do. Great
So
combination.
after final detail comes your final inspection. And what is the only acceptable score?
Perfection. Perfection is it. That is it.
Perfection quantified is what?
What? I'm sorry?
Perfection in a number. What is
100%.
100%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And the reason I'm so hard on that is if you go to the Super Bowl, you have to win the Super Bowl. You can't lose the Super Bowl 28-3. And
There
it
we
hurts.
go.
It
There we
will
go.
hurt.
Falcons fan over here. Did you watch the game last night?
I did. It
Yeah.
was a really good game. I
Yeah.
was rooting against Miami, so pretty
Okay.
happy with the outcome on that.
Gotcha. Hey, there's winning and there's losing. The only thing that motivates you more than winning is the fear of failure.
Absolutely.
And there's
Absolutely.
nothing fun about losing.
No. It keeps me up at night, and honestly, sometimes I wake up in sweats thinking about it. I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
it is true. Perfection is everything to us, and we strive for greatness. Always.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, can't wait for another 100. Keep up the good work.
Absolutely.
The truck looks fantastic, and can't wait to get in the client's hands. Thanks, Brian.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Appreciate it, man. Brian's always got to bring up the Falcons. You know, he's really scarred by that, and sometimes losing. If you're a Falcons fan, you know 28-3. That's brutal. If you're a Patriots fan, that's probably the best day of your life. We bring up 28-3 a lot, and we use sports analogies because it's not a company. We don't run it like a company. We think of it like a team, and we don't hire employees. We look for players, and they're not just doing their job. There's winning and there's losing. It's binary. And to the team, because we have quantified what success looks like. Brian said perfection. What he really means is 100, right? 99, fail. 98, fail. And it's because our clients set that expectation, and they can. Because for a vehicle that costs base price of $250,000 upwards of $300,000, there are a lot of choices. You can buy a Bentley, you can buy a Ferrari, you can buy a Lamborghini, you can buy Aston Martin, you can buy a McLaren, a Rolls Royce, G-Wagon, Range Rover. And at the end of the day, we are judged by that same standard as the vehicles in their garage, and we should be. And so our view of the world is that our customers pay our paycheck and they spend a lot of money, a lot of hard-earned money, which we can appreciate. We don't take that obligation lightly. And so for us, we give them above what we believe they expect. And this team, top to bottom, not just a detail team, but everybody from operations to production to quality to engineering, front of house, back of house, everybody, they all understand the mission. And to be able to create art like this that's repeatable is very, very challenging to do. It is a blend of art and science. You've got all these artists backed by data, backed by process, and backed by layers and layers of audits to ensure that every single thing we do is to spec, repeatable, and that we can ship it with confidence because we stand behind the product. And if we didn't believe in our product and our people and our process, we couldn't warranty it the way we do, which is bumper to bumper, white glove, fly to your home very quickly for zero charge if anything comes up. It doesn't matter what it is. And it's that kind of commitment to excellence that I think is what challenges our people every day. And we don't make them do it. They want to do it, and they truly are cut from the same cloth. Everybody with diverse skills and diverse backgrounds, but at the end of the day, they know this thing's got to be on time and it's got to be perfect, or we're not happy. Back here, while we're looking at this chalk gray truck, which is now in final detail, about to be in final inspection. This is Alex's truck going to Florida. Alex, if you're watching, what a beautiful spec. We posted pictures today on Instagram, so you want to take a real good look at the inside and the outside. Alex went with black, jet black Napa leather, not the distressed that we normally do. Black for the soft top, black for the wheels, black for the trim, and on the grill went with body matching. This is a beautiful, beautiful truck. And chalk gray, surprisingly, can wear so many colors. We've done it in chrome, we've done it in white, we've done it in black. A lot of ways you can do it. But Alex, this is a beautiful truck and you're really gonna enjoy it down in Florida. And we have our leads from production, from quality, from engineering, from operations. And we're gonna come together after final detail, scrutinize the truck yet again for another final inspection for management sign off. And once that's signed off, it'll move to prep, and then it'll be enclosed trailer, insured, licensed, and we ship all over the world. So it won't be long, and can't wait to get your impressions. If you're happy with it, which we are confident you will, the reviews are really for the team. I love getting the reviews that our clients write because it's a testament of their work, and we share it every single morning. And that right there, believe it or not, is really one of the things we look forward to because the team works hard. We make it look easy and they make it look easy, but I can tell you, to make this happen at this volume, at this scale, at this level of quality, it is an extreme challenge because the bar is set very, very high. And but they do a great job and they deserve all the credit in the world. So Alex, can't wait to get your impressions, and congrats, and beautiful spec. All right, let's keep moving here. I want to show you a truck that is, we just moved up down the line. So GT Silver, Shannon's truck is now in station 3. The truck that was here is now in our alignment station. And what we do is after assembly, we now prep the truck for test miles. It goes on our alignment rack. It's gone through all the safety checks because our technicians and inspectors will be driving this to go through our test process. All of it's data driven and documented. And we're not just driving around the block to make sure it's good. It's a repeatable process with multiple steps, all recorded into a database and then water tested as well. Squeaks, leaks, rattles, everything's got to be 100%. And then it goes into our inspection tunnel and through another round of inspections again. And if you're in manufacturing, you're in assembly, you're in building things, then you know that you cannot inspect for quality at the end. You have to build quality into the product. And that is where standard operating procedures are important. That's where process is important. That's where data is important. And this is a continuous feedback loop that allows us to improve very rapidly with every single build we do, people, process, and parts. and that has allowed us to get to where we are today. And although we have come a long way, we're nowhere near where we want to be, and so that's a ongoing journey chasing perfection. So, all right, in this station is Brittany Blue, and I want to make sure this is not a client build that I'm going to put up for sale because there's 2 Brittany Blues here, and this truck right here, I am very certain is our Brittany Blue truck that is for sale. It has ball glove for the interior. It has every option, including tan soft top, and it's available. So Brittany Blue is your color. Looks like test miles are complete, and this truck is just days from completion and ready to ship. So if you don't want to wait, you want something now, then you can text or call us. And all this tape that you see here is to ensure that for all the sensitive parts during our test miles, that nothing happens to the vehicle. And that's a really important thing for us because it's not like it's an old car, old restoration. It's a 2025, 2026. Therefore, you don't say, oh, well, it's an old car, no big deal. It's got to be perfect, cosmetically, mechanically, inside, outside, underneath. And that's the standard that we hold ourselves to. And that's what makes our clients happy. On-time delivery and perfect quality. Brittany Blue, just a gorgeous color. Right behind it is your light jade. This light jade truck is also in final detail, and it is getting very, very close to shipping. This light jade truck has a worn glove interior. You got the Wimbledon white trim instead of the chrome trim. You also have the vintage stripes, and the Wimbledon white trim gives you a real classic look. Your gas cap, your bumpers, your hardware, emblems, all of it Wimbledon white. And then inside, this is worn glove. And worn glove, one of our most popular interior colors. We have 12 different leather colors that we offer. And then within the leather colors, you have options from diamond stitching, like this one, to pleated, which I'll show you what that looks like, to tuxedo, which is a black and white woven leather, to woven leather matching your outer. So that could be woven leather worn glove or woven leather ball glove. And then you have the Schumacher Montana wool plaid options where you have accents inside from Schumacher, really, really high-end textile company that we use. And this truck right here is just about ready to go. It's Devon's and it's going to Virginia. So cannot wait, Devon, to get this in your hands. And excellent job on the color. You know, it's one of those things where very few vehicles today can wear this color. It'd probably be really weird, honestly, if you put it on your, I don't know, fill in the blank, but it just wears it so well. So gorgeous. I love all the specs. And you can see how unique and different they are. Now these, of course, are 2 different colors, but you've got Wimbledon white trim on that light jade. And on this one, you have the chrome trim. Of course, the chrome trim here is all wrapped up for test miles. But you can see how it changes the demeanor of the truck. Wimbledon white grille for both. Chrome trim on this one. Wimbledon white on that one. Which one would you choose? I kind of go back and forth. I think I like to see variety. I like to be unique and different. And some colors are more conducive for certain color trims than others, but you'd be surprised. I mean, like I said, chalk gray, we've done just about every trim color, and it all looks good. We've done different color grills on chalk gray. It could be black, it could be body matching. We've done Wimbledon white. Really can't go wrong. 33 million permutations on a configurator, by the way, so knock yourself out. Already moving up here. So this is pure white now on the alignment rack, and getting ready for a technician to come in and dial it in, and then off to test miles tomorrow. Okay, let's keep going here and take a peek here at our metal prep team taking our brand new body panels. And so let me give you a little more color. If you're new here, is that these body panels are not old body panels. For a few reasons, and I'll explain. And remember, everything we do, we start with what does perfect look like? What would ideal look like? An ideal for this price point is a vehicle you can drive every day, no problems, no issues, reliable, modern safety features, modern driving characteristics, like you don't want loose steering, you don't want brakes that are soft, you want traction control and anti-lock brakes, and of course you want safety features. And so the cars today, compared to the 50, 60 years ago, are bigger, longer, and wider. And so what we did is not only did we not use an old body from the 60s, one, you have rust issues to deal with. Two, the fit and finish and the quality, it takes a lot to get it back to the way it was. And do you really actually want it back to the way it was in the 60s and 70s? Or do you want the best of both worlds? And what I mean by that is, with a wider chassis, a longer chassis, you need wider body and you need a longer body. And so this right here is our classic inspired, brand new, American-made steel, stamped in Detroit, and is classic inspired because we didn't want to make the old body, because that would just mean you go right back to the 1960s geometry. And we stamped these in Detroit. We own the molds, we own the supply chain, and that allows us to control quality, and it allows us to control timing. You try to buy these panels that are reproduction overseas, Taiwan, China, now you're at the mercy of overseas shipping, a company overseas. I'm not saying it can't be done, but for us, we want control so that we can make sure that we deliver on the two things that we commit to with our customer. One, quality. Two, on time. Quality right here is not just memory and feel. It's not just eyeballing it, looking at it and saying it's good enough. It is down to the millimeter in every line and gap to ensure consistency. And the reason why that matters isn't just because you want it to look good. You don't want your body panels to have gaps, because then you'll have potential wind, water leakage, things that at a $250,000 base price really are non-starter, right? You don't get in your Range Rover and have like water leaking, hopefully not, right? You don't get in your G-Wagon and have water leaking. And so it's those kinds of details that have allowed us to bring art and science together. And we consider our people artists. I really don't like it when we call them workers or labor. That feels like you're just lifting bricks in the hot sun somewhere. These are artists, and they have an amazing ability. It's a lost art. Very few people can do it and do it well, let alone do it at this volume. And what we've done is, by blending art with science, we can see the level of precision. These are all measured, and then we bring our data tracking tools together. We take pictures of the gauges in the actual lines and gaps so that we can validate that on this truck right here, that every line, every gap, all the flush, they don't just say verbal, yep, it's good. They check it. Here we go. Here's Jair. Checking right there. Every single line and gap. And then later he'll come in with his tool and his software and his mobile app, and he will show that that line matches that line, that this line matches that line. These are the details. And by the way, we haven't even started building the truck yet. This is just prep. And we do this prep because a great foundation is everything to building quality. And the paint work and the body work is some of the hardest things to do right, especially if you're doing show quality. And it is a show quality paint job. So let me explain what show quality paint job means. Let's come over here actually. Show quality versus OEM versus anything goes, right? Show quality means you can take it to a show, which you're probably not going to do, but if you did, and you have, these events where judges come over and they scrutinize the paint and they measure it and they look at it and they're, looking at all these other collector cars, classic cars, and this is not a classic car. You will have the best of both worlds because it will look vintage, but you have none of the problems, and you still get a show quality paint job with perfect lines and gaps, and anybody that knows what they're looking at will not even need to measure this. They'll look at it and go, wow. And then when we tell them we do it all by hand, 900 hours right here in Atlanta, Georgia, that is really impressive. And when we tell them that every day we start a new build and every day we ship a new build, then their eyes get open. They're like, how? And it's people, it is process, and it is quality parts. So I'm not just going to say parts because anybody can buy parts. It's quality people, a never-ending revised process, quality parts. It's the passion, the other P, capital passion, that I believe brings that multiplier effect. Because if you have quality parts and you have quality people, and you have quality process. That's definitely way better than not the right people, or right people but not great process, or no process, which is a lot of how mechanics tend to build. No SOPs, no torque spec for every nut and bolt, no down to the millimeter gap gauge with data tracking, so you know the truck you built last week, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. We have all of that tracked. We do that so that we can score our team, our people, on our process. And going back to 100%, anything, no matter what it is, anything that's not 100% is recorded simply so that we can improve. And what's amazing is the amount of progress and the ground that we've covered in a very short period of time. Over 200 vehicles successfully delivered on our new modern classic platform in 2025, and our ability to dial that in. The volume matters, because if you just build one, you just build two, you just build 10, you just build 20, and you don't have consistent data tracking, it'll take you longer to tighten that feedback loop. But with us, after that chalk grade truck is finished with inspection and management sign off, very next morning, 6:45, stand-up meeting, all key players, everybody knows the score of that chalk grade truck from a people, process, and parts, and then we just do it over and over and over again. And much like kids at school looking for the professor to post their grade on the wall, they all want to know, because to them, it's 100% or nothing. And if they get 99, I can tell you, they're not going to be happy. We don't have to say anything about it. Look at the stitching on this, by the way. Absolutely gorgeous. Have you ever seen anything like this? And what I can tell you is it's not just pretty pictures and video. Sitting inside of this truck and having personally owned now 60 vehicles, I'm proud of the craftsmanship and the work and the details and what it took to get here, because it was really, really hard. But the beauty of a repeatable process is once you pay that tuition, you pay to get it perfect over and over and over, the ability to repeat and predict the timing is very, very accurate, which is amazing. So I'm going to hop in here. I'm thinking if I need to take my shoes off or not. I'm not going to get in. I'm just going to show you. So over here, I'm going to go ahead and show you what's underneath this truck, and then I'm going to come back to it and show you why it is different from any other product on the market. Looks like a restoration. You've seen Restomods. It's not the same thing, because underneath that beautiful pink steel American-made body is this right here. And this right here, if you're considering getting one of these, if you have aspiration in your life one day to own one of these beautiful pieces of art, here's what you need to know, because I've been through it myself. I did not start this company to start a company. I did it purely to solve my own problem. My own problem was I bought an old car. It was an old 1970 Bronco. And you can imagine, for a modern car buyer, what that was like. Pretty from good from far, far from good. And I say that in the most loving way because I loved my old truck. However, the pain, the suffering, the problems, the breakdowns, the leaks, the squeaks, the rattles, I can deal with leaks and squeaks and rattles. My wife didn't like the smell of gas and carburetor and oil and all that stuff. But let's say you did deal with that. Problem with 1970s, a 50-plus-year-old vehicle is going to be the way it drives. And if you're not used to a short wheelbase, narrow track width, lifted truck from the 60s with solid axles, that's going to be a rude awakening for you. And it was for me, although I was willing to live with it. And I say that because, but it looks so cool, right? Not this, but my old car, my old truck. And I found that anyone that owns a classic car that I met along the way, we all felt the same way. And I say this in a nice way, but it's just true. Love-hate relationship with their classic car. Well, what do they love and what do they hate? I can tell you what they love is the uniqueness, the styling, the design. What do they hate? Typically, everything else about it. And that is not anything other than a function of 50, 60 years have gone by. Technology gets better, engineering gets better, design gets better, safety obviously gets better. And it's tough to compare a 1960s truck to a 2025. That's what this is, and that's what this is. And I know that at some point, if you ever own an old car, I've had old Defenders, old Land Cruisers, Hummer, Bronco, G-Wagons from Europe that were two-door. They all look cool. That's the love part. The hate part was always at the mechanic, and the bills for having to fix something time after time after time. I would challenge people who actually do, don't just let it sit and they actually drive it. You're probably in the shop more than you're actually driving it, not in the garage. And the amount of money you have to spend is going to really make you ask, is that how you want to spend your time? And so for me, in my personal experience, having such a gap from modern cars and going to old cars, it was too hard for me. If that's you, fantastic. If you're a mechanic, I respect you and more power to you. I can tell you that our customers, they're definitely not mechanics, and they have no ability, and if they did have the ability, no desire to fix their car. Because at this price point, when you're talking about $250,000, $300,000, speaking of which, for sale, Caribbean Turquoise is now in the pickup line. We finished final detail, we finished final inspection, and it is now ready to ship. You could buy it right now, just like our client did yesterday on the live broadcast. You can text or call our team. It is super rare for us to have something ready to go. This is ready to go, and it has every single option, including the teak wood. It's got the upgraded Focal Audio Premium sound system. It has the turquoise, Caribbean turquoise matching stitching. It has the 10-inch JL subwoofer. And look at the details on this. Very, very intentional about how we build it. Down to this little leather strap that reveals your hidden cooler with a drain plug. Caribbean turquoise, 1960s color. This tailgate rated at 500 pounds. We engineered this to soft open, which I just think is very satisfying to watch and reveal your teak wood. And then when you shut it, American made steel. Down here you have a steel bumper stamped in Detroit, and it houses your rear parking sensors and your backup camera. And while we're down here, this has the Roush Performance Package, which is intake and exhaust, and it's got a tune. Partners at Roush do an excellent job up in Detroit. And then inside, white rock interior with woven, you're good, woven leather inserts. You got chrome for your hardware. This is billet aluminum, not plastic. Checked the G-Wagon handle, checked the Range Rover handle, checked the, Urus handle, all plastic. But with this, we machined it using CNC, and then we ship it from Georgia to Detroit to be chromed, then we ship it back. All your chrome parts, super high quality. Even the emblems are chrome as well. And the body, showed you over there in the corner, brand new American-made Detroit steel. And while we're standing here, underneath this Caribbean turquoise truck is this. And this is the game changer. When people say, what's the difference? Why is it better? This is where you do your own research, but you're not going to have to do your own research because this is not my opinion. This is a 2025, 2026 platform. That orange truck back there is a 1969 Ford Bronco. 60 plus years of advancement in engineering, technology, design, geometry, safety, all of that. That's indisputable. And today, what the vehicles have that we didn't know back in the 1960s are things that keep you safe. So these are your crumple zones in the frame. Inside this door right here are side impact beams in case you get hit from the side. Right here, you can see is a functional roll bar. I say functional because it's not decorative. If the roll bar, that's why it's called a roll bar itself, is not tied to the frame, to the chassis, then it's likely just decorative. And then you have pre-collision assist up here. So if this client is not paying attention and you have to slam on the brakes, it's going to beep, it's going to flash. It's pre-collision assist with emergency braking. These headlights you find on lots of old school trucks, 7-inch round. Looks classic, but is LED, including all of the lighting, front and back, everywhere. And the things you can't see that keep you out of trouble would be traction control and anti-lock brakes. You drive an old truck with no traction control and anti-lock brakes, it is very different. You slam on the brakes for any reason, which happens, or it's raining, sliding and spinning is common without ABS and without traction control. This is going to keep you out of trouble. That's also underneath in this chassis right here. And then of course the number one difference is going to be your airbags. So when they ask what the difference is, we didn't try to make old cars more modern anymore, which we used to. Old car restoration, 1969, squeaks, leaks, rattles, rides rough, and problematic. Better Rest-A-Mod, modern restoration, and this is one of them right here. And fit and finish, craftsmanship has always been beautiful because our standard's always been really, really high. But the culprit here is a short wheelbase, a narrow track width, and solid axles. So what is solid axles? Well, solid axles is great if you're a hardcore off-roader. For everybody else, which is probably you, you want independent front suspension, which is what this has. So now you compare this with that. And what you get is a longer wheelbase. Instead of 92 inches, you have 100.4. Instead of a narrow track width, you have a wider track width. And then you have independent front suspension, IFS. This is the comparison of a 2025, 2026 platform, foundation, chassis, compared to old 1960s technology. So how do you get the best of both worlds? Well, make classic inspired panels, bigger, longer, wider. Keep all of your safety features that make it a safe vehicle. Retain all the technology that keeps you out of trouble. The conveniences of power windows, power door locks, remote, keyless entry, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, dual zone climate control. And when it comes to the safety part, the biggest difference is going to be your airbags. And when I started in this business very early on, at the request of my wife, because we had two young kids at the time, 8 and 10, she said, can we add safety features like airbags to classic cars? And that was immediately met with a no, you can't do that. And so when we moved to Rest-A-Mod, modern restoration, modified restoration, I asked the same question. Why can't we have airbags in modern restoration? It's not possible. Can't be done. And so if this is your goal, to have a safe vehicle, reliable, modern technology, luxury of what you'd expect, that'll be every bit on par, equal to, or better than anything in your garage, no matter what the price point is, and you really want it all. That's why we built it on this modern chassis. And therefore, you really get the best of both worlds. So airbag number 1 is right here in the front passenger, kind of hard to see there. It's right there. And that is right here, opens up, and we know because we tested it. We have cool slow motion video of the thing firing just to test and confirm that after 900 hours of labor, all your modern safety features still work. Airbag number 2 is the seat-mounted side impact airbag. Caribbean turquoise stitching, white rock leather interior with your woven inserts. I'm going to hop in here. So here's a great POV here. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. And I've been around a lot of these. It just never gets old for me. And I was riding around and sat in the back seat. I like to sit in the back seat just because I want to know what that's like. And it's just such a cool truck, cool experience, and ownership experience. If you read the reviews online, go to Google, look up vintage and modern reviews. They'll tell you what it's like to drive it. I think one guy wrote recently, more attention than a catwalk model. I'll have to pull up and see who wrote that, but very true, by the way. So airbag number 1 right here. Airbag number 2, side curtain airbag. This is a significant one because it spans all the way from your A-pillar right above the passenger's head. Think about a collision coming at you from the side. You want the crumple zones to absorb the energy. You want the side impact beams in the doors. You want the airbag right by your head. Think about getting hit up on the side. And you're going to want the seat mounted passenger side impact airbag. All of that just engulfing you right here. And then when you look back here, you have rear passengers, kids, young, old, passengers, adults, doesn't matter. You're going to want the same protection, crumple zones. Airbag spans all the way down to the roll bar, functional roll bar. And then on the other side, for the driver, you also have 3 airbags. And there's your airbag in your steering wheel. We also physically crash tested the vehicle, which is a big deal because typically that's something that big OEMs do. We're an aftermarket company. We did it anyway because we wanted to make sure that was FMVSS compliant, and we wanted peace of mind too because we know who our customers are. Families, people that actually want to drive it. You're not just going to let this thing sit in your garage because you don't have to be limited by good weather, nice day, can't go far, can't go too fast. That's an old classic car. You have to really plan it out, and then you always have to know in the back of your mind, and anyone listening here on this live broadcast can tell you that if you've ever owned a classic car or you know someone that's owned a classic car, they have to be very strategic and picky about when and where they can drive it. And so if you have a really important meeting, board meeting, right? You gotta go to the airport, can't miss your flight. Let me tell you something. You're not hopping in your 1960s truck, right? Because there's always a chance that you might not make it. And what I mean by not make it is it might break down, right? Now if you get hit, you don't have the same safety features of a 2025, 2026 platform. And so airbag in front of the driver is probably the most critical one. Pretty sure in the early days you only had one, so if there's only one you want, this is definitely the one, right? You're driving, you get hit, you definitely want that. And then you've got your airbag, same thing on this side, A-pillar, curtain airbag, runs all the way down, right by your driver's side head, all the way back here, all the way to the rear passengers. And again, you have kids, you have grandkids, you have rear passengers, you're going to want that protection. And this was not something that was available back when we did the Restomod. That blue one back there, Restomod. That orange one there, traditional restoration. If we could have put airbags in those vehicles, we would have done it because we weren't purists. We knew what our customers wanted. They wanted to drive it, and they didn't have to worry. Well, if you want to drive it, you're going to want modern geometry, longer wheelbase wire track with independent front suspension. You don't have to worry. You're going to want reliability, but the main thing you're going to want, especially if you have kids, or grandkids, or friends and family that will be riding with you, you're going to want those safety features. Big deal. So when we ask, what's the difference between a modern classic versus a restoration or a Restomod or what you see on eBay or out there, that is the difference, the platform. And if you think about your investment, I say your entire investment rides on the platform, the chassis, but in reality, your life rides on this. Do you choose 1960s technology, design, engineering, and lack of safety features? Or do you want the absolute best, latest, and knowing that once we did all of this work, and we're talking about 900 hours of craftsmanship to build a fully modernized classic, that crash testing the vehicle and getting this is a very important part of your decision-making process. Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards, FMVSS compliant, physically crash tested, and therefore, not only does it look good and drive good and have luxury on par with your G-Wagon, Range Rover, Urus, Cullinan, Bentayga, whatever it is you drive, but that peace of mind that you're going to have if the worst case scenario happens, that you have the highest odds of success and survival. So important things to us, feedback directly from our customers, make it drive better, make it safe so my wife and kids can drive it every day. And ultimately, you can only make a classic car so modern. And we did it well, and we pushed the envelope as far as we could. But to really give the customers what they wanted at this price point and what they're used to, you got to build on modern car chassis. And so this right here is the foundation that your whole investment and your friends, family, kids, your life rides on. And so drive with confidence. We've really taken the time to do it right, and we're really, really proud of the final product. And what we're really most proud of is the feedback that our customers that we've delivered to have given us. And so go see it for yourself. Go Google vintage modern reviews, and you'll see our customers talk about fit and finish, talk about the quality, talk about the craftsmanship, talk about the way it drives, and they'll tell you about the service and the people here, because it is passion driven, not just people, process, and parts. And my favorite thing is when they tell us just how fun it is and how much they love it. That's our why. That's why we do what we do. This truck right here, balloon white, navy interior, for sale, every single option. Schumacher, Montana wool plaid, distressed navy, blue leather, just absolutely gorgeous. Lifted on 35s as well, so that's for sale. And then of course our new model in partnership with our friends at Carlex is a vintage G-Wagon. Really, really cool. And if you haven't seen this, go on our Instagram page, go on our Facebook, and you'll see all the pictures and video of this really amazing truck, limited to only 50, and offering to our clients first, and the rest is invite only. So, okay, all right, text or call us if you have any questions. You'll talk to a live person. They'll answer your questions. If you have a trade, let us put a number on it. And if you want to do financing, we can do that as well. If you want to trade and finance, we can do that as well. You want to do a custom build, go to vintagemodern.com, check out the configurator. You want to see inventory. Some of the inventory I showed you today is not listed. It usually sells before we can put it up there. But check that out. And then your best bet is to text or call or DM on Instagram. You can talk to a live person, and they'll walk you through the whole process. Okay, so that's our update for today. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And really, really appreciate all of the love and the support. And we can't wait to show you what we're up to tomorrow. So tune back in. And in the meantime, have a wonderful day. Thank you guys. Take care.
The incentive that we're running for those custom builds